guys, Her Majesty took away my fear I had in chemistry and biology. You have to join the Easy World. My name is Vitrio Modia, a student in Italy. Anywhere you are, you can join us. Join the Easy World. Be a subscriber. Bye.
The whispers in the morning.
Welcome to the Easy World of Science. Thank you for your support, for those that give us little support for this guide. First, I'll teach you how to make starch solution that we'll be using in this titration also. So I'll making your starch indicator solution first. So what you need is, you need cornstarch. Over here is my cornstarch. Then here the heating is on. This is 100 ml of water to boil. So what you need to do in preparation of starch is usually challenging because it forms sometimes precipitates. But if you do, you can now filter and use the supernatant involved. So here is my cornstarch. You can use cold water starch, but just prepare it a day before the titration. Because sometimes the cold water starch, if it lasts long, it won't give a nice indication. So what you do is you bring another beaker like this. This is 100 ml beaker. This is also 100 ml beaker. You just add about 10 cm cube, approximately 10. Hence I say about, the volume is not the problem. Then in the 10 cm cube of the cold water, you add just half spatula of cornstarch. Some might tell you 1 gram or 0.5 gram. Just as you can see here, this is about the half spatula of it. You add it in this cold water and then stir well. When this water starts boiling, I'll pour it in the hot water and boil for some minutes. Not some minutes, boil for some seconds either, because the water reaches 100 by then. Stir with my glass rod. What you have is your starch indicator. You know that starch doesn't dissolve fully well in water. Cornstarch is not cold water starch, it dissolves only in hot water. But when the water gets cold, there will be tendency of precipitate forming. If there is any clump or any cluster there that is showing it, you can now tap off the supernatant, that's the remaining liquid. It will still act as an indicator. So we are waiting for our water to reach 100. So when it gets to 100, I'll just pour this suspension of starch. I just say half spatula into it, then stir with my glass rod. And you will also have your indicator bottle. Here is the one, they are available for sale. Remember, I sell all these things for accurate results. Okay, our water has started boiling. So what I do is just add this suspension, making my starch indicator solution, stir and heat for some about a minute on the maximum. Allow to cool. Have our, see, this is our starch solution already, so it can be used now for titration. So you see, so I'm now good to put off this. So it's very hot. So when it cools, I'll tap off if there is any precipitate or any insoluble starch clump there. I'll just pour the supernatant in here. The supernatant will now be a perfect indicator. It indicates well, so I will be using it in this titration. So even if it's still hot, I can still use the drop and pick.
So everybody, if you are watching this video right now, go and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you're a subscriber, please stay subscribed for more updates you get from Her Majesty Easy World Science channel. Thank you. Bye.
But before then, as it is still hot, let's check if it has started indicating. This is the iodine solution. And let me make it more voluminous. Okay. And let's add this in this starch. Now it's settled, there is no clump, there is no precipitate. Let's pick it like this. And add. Get it close. You see? It's indicating well. has turned the solution blue, black automatically. So this is how to make your starch solution. Then lest I forget, how do you make your 10% sodium hydroxide? So we have settled preparation of your starch solution as indicator, and you can also use your cold water starch. The cold water starch, the one you use for laundry. But the only thing there that from experience, don't prepare it maybe 2 days before, maybe a day before or in the morning. You just boil it in water and turn. It can stay sad, but this one is more reliable because that of cold water will indicate that at a stage stop indicating. Okay, then how do you prepare 10% sodium hydroxide? When they say 10%, remember that percent is 100. So it means that sodium hydroxide will occupy 10% of the total volume while water takes the rest. So how do you achieve this? 10% sodium hydroxide involves measuring 10 grams of sodium hydroxide, then put it in about 50 cm cube of water, then stir well to dissolve. When it dissolves in 50 cm cube of water, you now add up the solution to 100 cm mark. So here is this is the graduated cylinder for the preparation. This is 100 ml. So I say you just add about 50 ml of water and dissolve 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. Stir well until it dissolves. Then when it has dissolved, you now fill the remaining space till 100 ml mark. What you have is your 10% sodium hydroxide solution. Then preparation of your acidified potassium heptaoxodichromate 6 solution of the crystal of K2Cl2O7 and shake well. Remember, if you acidify it small, the oxidizing action will delay. But if the acid molecules are more, like acidification of oxidizing agent, if you put more, if you protonate it, because the work of the acid is to protonate the medium. If you give it more acid, where the color will change, it will change faster. When you use a weaker, if you acidify it with small acid, when you react it with a reducing agent, you have to stay for a long time before the color will change from orange to green. But if it contains enough acid, the change will be automatic and immediate. But when you use dilute acid to acidify, very small, you need to heat it to make the reaction faster. But if you don't heat it, you need to be patient. But if you want immediate and quick result, you add more conc H2SO4 and be very, very careful with concentrated H2SO4. It's corrosive.
Hi, my name is Cheryl.
And I'm Jennifer.
Guess what? There's a channel called Her Majesty Easy World Science.
And do you know the best part? It makes science so easy. Wow.
It makes science easy, simplified, and very, very fun.
Guess what? Rocket science ain't rocket science anymore.
It's now ABC.
Like if you did science in your entire life.
Another thing about Her Majesty Easy World Science channel is that he makes available laboratory equipment and reagents.
Guess the best part? If chemistry has been hard for you, he does tutorials.
And another thing is, when you order for these things, they are high quality and they are also cheap and affordable for anybody.
If you want to order, just look at the number below the screen.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification button down below.
Don't forget to share, of course, obviously there's love in sharing.
Thank you. See you there.